Wally is the player's rival in 4 separate games, and I've low-key been thinking about how he's more of a protagonist if anything. Alright, just wait before clicking off. Let me explain what I mean. Most of us played the OG Kanto and Johto games. What do those rivals have in common? Well, other than being rivals, they're all bullies, constantly belittling and insulting the player at every opportunity. Then Gen 3 comes around, and Wally totally flips the script. Instead of the regular abuse and condescending tone we've grown used to, we're now looked up to. We're seen as a role model. Today, we're going to break down all the moments that made me feel like Wally was designed to be something more than just a rival. Starting with our earliest encounter with Wally in Petalburg City. It doesn't take a professor to know he's a weak and frail boy with respiratory issues, which explains why he looks like a femboy Broly. We're tasked with accompanying him as he looks for his first Pokemon, and this is where I realized this guy had some type of plot armor. Instead of encountering a common Zigzagoon or Poochyena like all us other lowly mortals, Wally somehow finds a 1% encounter rate routes. The crazy thing is, most of us that played this game probably spent a few hours looking for one, while Deku over here finds him on his first try. What makes this so much funnier is that in the original games, if the player is super unlucky, Wally's route encounter has a small chance of being a shiny. The next time we cross paths with Wally is in Morval City, where we catch a glimpse of the relationship he has with his uncle. The short of it is that Wally wants to challenge the gym, but his uncle isn't having it. And the moment we show up, he whips out his Pokeball and challenges us. Of course he ends up losing, but there's an underlying message hidden in the battle. During my first playthrough, it never really made sense to me why he was comfortable with battling us knowing he'd get bodied. But after the fight, it all clicked. Wally's fight stretched further than just the battle at hand. For him, it was a test of courage, with the end goal of proving to the player that he was a worthy rival. He even tries to straight up ask us to be his rival at the end of the fight. Of course, he bluntly put, fails, running away in a cowardly fashion, but that's not the last time we'll see Wally. For the rest of the journey, Wally seemingly disappears. Our other rivals consistently pop up in the story, challenging us to battles, but Wally is nowhere to be seen. By this point in the game, I thought his story was over. He came and tried his hardest to best us in battle, and that was enough for him. But Wally isn't that simple. After we make it through all of Victory Road, who do we find standing in our way? None other than the Zoro of Pokémon. But it somehow feels different from all the other interactions. He's no longer stuttering over his words, and his face is painted with conviction. Wally's not the weak boy we met in Marvel. Almost everything has changed, from the way he throws a Pokeball to his entire team. He'd become a fully fledged trainer. The implications of even meeting him at Victory Road are enough to give you chills. This sickly twig went and beat all 8 gym leaders and got to the end of Victory Road before us. And taking a look at his team, I'm not even surprised. The battle itself is just amazing. The stark contrast between his regular calm theme and his new rock rendition is beautifully symbolic. It represents his newfound courage perfectly, and the battle's backdrop is littered with red spider lilies, flowers that symbolize a rebirth of Wally, of course. Sadly, we can't lose this battle. We end up defeating Wally, and I've never felt so bad about defeating a rival ever. His head drops as he admits defeat, congratulating the player on his victory. You can't help but feel horrible, because it didn't feel like a win. They set him up to be the ultimate comeback plot device, just to have us crush him on the verge of his breakthrough, like some kind of twisted villain. Wally was more than just a rival. He had real struggles, real growth, and honestly, he represented the player better than the actual protagonist ever could. In another universe, he could have been the main character. We probably won't see another rival like him for a long time, and that's why he'll always be my favorite underdog. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you in the next one.